Hello, hello. We are going to be looking into the case of Oakley CARLSON. She is a 5-year-old little girl who was so deeply failed by our child protective services. They didn't just drop the ball. They threw the ball on the ground, kicked the ball, lit the ball on fire. Like, they did everything that they could possibly do wrong. And I was reminded of this case the other day. It is from 2021 that she's been missing since. And I have been mad about it for a couple of days, so I want to look into it and see what happened. So essentially, this little girl, her birth parents had some drug problems. She was put up in a home with foster parents for a certain period of time. These foster parents adored her, loved her, took great care of her. Her birth parents kept basically doing everything wrong that they needed to do to get her back. And then they were giving her back in a very fast fashion. And it was obviously unsafe. There were signs of it being unsafe. If you want to look into the case, look into the case. But essentially, she got taken from her foster parents who love her and given back to her birth parents who basically did not. And then there was a bunch of weird stuff that happened, like a house fire that was called in, but like when Oakley went back with her birth parents, there was this fire that the dad called in, but he said, I don't want, if the fire's out, we don't need like rescue. I just wanted to tell you about this fire anyway. So one of Oakley's sister or brother, I think it was their sister, went to a sleepover and mentioned to someone else that Oakley was no more and they were not allowed to talk about Oakley. And nobody knows really the last time or like exactly when she went missing. But she has not been seen for a very long time. So I want to look into what happened. In August 2017 is when she went to live with her foster parents. And in November 2019 is when she was returned to her biological parents, whose names are Andrew and Jordan. 2020, the grandparents of Oakley said that she didn't look well on Christmas. And then there was a time when Child Protective Services did go and see her at the biological parents' house, but she was like sitting on the steps and wouldn't talk. I think that was either a family member or Child Protective Services, but somebody saw her and essentially, instead of being like bubbly and lively like she normally was, she was just sitting on the steps staring at the wall. Clearly something wrong. So I want to just pull 2 rows of 5 when things started to go wrong, like after things started to go wrong when she was given back to her birth parents. But when things after that, like when things led to whatever happened to her, I want to pull 2 rows of 5 and see what we get. Eight of Cups. Five of Cups. Judgment reversed. 7 of Cups reversed. The Magician reversed. Queen of Pentacles. Oh no. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands reversed. Page of Swords reversed. 4 of Cups reversed. All right. So starting off, we have the 8 of Cups and then the 5 of Cups. And I feel as though this is representing her coming back to her biological parents' home. This is leaving something behind, leaving behind the foster family, and then the result of leaving that behind led to the Five of Cups, which is disappointment, which is, you know, not being happy with the outcome. So I think that it was pretty immediate upon Oakley going back with her biological family that she was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. And that is important because it's painting the picture that right from the start, it was bad. It's not that Oakley was bad. It's not that Oakley did anything bad. It's that she essentially felt unwelcomed right in the door. And then we have Judgment reversed and Seven of Cups reversed, which is making me really mad because it's making me feel like Judgment in reverse is making me feel like there was something unfinished and they put things in place to get it finished. What I mean by that is it's almost like they had this spite toward as in the biological parents had a spite towards Oakley that she was in this loving home, or that she connected with those people, or that she was taken away. Like it's almost like they were blaming her and wanted to take it out on her. Let me get more clarification on that. The Emperor reversed. It's control. Oh, it's one of those situations, if I can't have you, nobody can. But like, how dare you be happy? How dare you be happy without us? How dare you? We're struggling with so much and you can just go be with another family and be happy. Wasn't okay with the Emperor reversed. Was not okay. And then we have the Magician reversed, so that's manipulation. I feel like this is okay. So she goes back to birth family's house, is instantly like, oh, I don't feel welcomed here. I feel like this kind of stinks. Then there's this element of it's almost like you owe us for us letting you go there and be happy for a little while. It's weird. That's like how I feel like the energy is like, oh, you left us and ended up being happy. How dare you? That's the energy. That's very, which I mean, I know that on certain substances, right, that can kind of be the ego energy created in the mind, so it fits in, but it's very strong. And it's weird because it's like, this is a small child, but that wasn't how they were viewing it. They were viewing it as, you left us to go be happy, you're gonna pay for it now. That's what I'm seeing. And it's that element of control, like, how dare you get taken away from us for our problems. It's warped. You like, it's weird because being in the energy, you can tell that there's substance problems in the energy because the logic is not there, but that doesn't mean that like they didn't believe that logic, even though it's, to us, it's like, oh, that's a child, it's obvious. That's a child, it's obvious. We see that, but to them, it wasn't looked at that way. And I do feel as though this card to me is about the biological parents crap talking the foster parents to Oakley. I think that they tried to be like, oh, they didn't want you. You were so happy there, but they don't even want you. They gave you back. That's what this card is. And I almost had a feeling this card was going to come out, and it came out at the end of that first row. So it's saying to me that was like the turning point. Like I almost feel like they were talking bad about the foster parents, like on and off, more on than off, but it's almost like something happened and it scared Oakley and she asked to go back, or she mentioned them, and the Emperor just, oh, I have the Queen of Pentacles in the next row. Yeah, so she mentioned wanting to go back or something like that. It was something that just like set him off. Then I have the Queen of Pentacles and Five of Wands. The Fool in reverse, carelessness. I'm trying to figure out. So I thought I understood the top, but then I got to the Queen of Pentacles, and that's where I'm not really sure if they snapped and hurt her or they snapped and people moved her. Get a clarifier for the Queen of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles reverse. Okay, I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna rule one out, and then if it's not that one, it's the other one. Was Oakley sold? Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be yes, because we had the Queen of Pentacles, and then I said to clarify the Queen of Pentacles, and we got the reversed Eight of Pentacles, and that's like dead-end job, not making enough money, not wanting to work hard, needing money. Then we have Five of Wands and Six of Wands reversed. Page of Swords reversed, Four of Cups reversed. So Five of Wands is like a disagreement or a conflict. Six of Wands is like it didn't work or keeping from the public eye. And then Page of Swords reversed is like, I'm going to do it, and then don't do it. It's also like cutting someone with your words. Hold on one second. My cats like to come in the room, so that I have to let them back out at very inconvenient times. Okay, so Five of Wands, Six of Wands. I almost feel like they tried to sell her and couldn't. Wheel of Fortune and Tower. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune reversed and Tower. Yeah, I feel like the plan was, oh, that would make sense with reversed Eight of Pentacles. Is Oakley CARLSON still alive today? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, okay, so this is what I think happened. My opinion, allegedly. I believe she went back to her birth parents' home, was immediately not welcomed. She was made to feel like her foster parents didn't want her anymore. She was a bad kid. And then when she got scared or when she got upset, she asked to go back there. I believe that triggered the control ego in the father, Andrew. I believe that, I honestly believe that there was a piece of the mother that was like, let me just get her out of here. I would like to think it was a sliver of like protection in some sick way. I don't think it is, but it's like that energy. It's almost like a thought went through her mind like, oh, before he kills her, let me sell her. Obviously, neither are great options, but I do feel like they were the two options. I do believe that it does seem like there was either a plan to do this or there was something that began to go through, didn't quite pan out. I don't know. But it does seem like the Six of Wands being reversed is retreating after failure. Something didn't work. And then we have the Page of Swords, which is like, keep saying you're going to do it and you don't do it. And then we have the Four of Cups reversed, which is retreating. So I do feel as though Oakley triggered the father by wanting to go back to the foster parents, especially after they had talked so much crap about the foster parents to her. And it's like, wow, you would want to go back to them when they don't even want you, that kind of thing. Which obviously wasn't the case because the foster parents fought very, very hard to keep this girl safe. And it was in no way their fault. It was 300% Child Protective Services that didn't do what they were supposed to do. And it's okay if you disagree with me, but I will not change my mind about that. So yeah, I do feel as though there was a plan of action to, and I mean, maybe it was just talking about it and nobody actually planned, but I do feel like it's more likely there was some kind of plan put in place and then it backfired or didn't pan out or something went wrong. I do believe at that point that she's no longer with us. Clarifier for what I said. Queen of Wands. Seven of Swords reversed. Honestly, this is pointing to me like it's the mom who actually did the act. I do feel as though she was probably directed by the dad. I'm not calling him innocent in this at all. Hearing something went too far. Something went too far. What went too far? Eight of Wands. Communication. Yeah, I really believe it's like Oakley mentioned wanting to go back to the foster parents, to the dad. He flipped out, wanted to get rid of her. They had some kind of plan. It didn't pan out in time. She said something about it again, but to the mom. And she snapped. Yeah, I want to pull. So I did 2 rows of 5, but it's all a mess now. So I'm just going to do 2 more rows of 5 with these. It's in reverse. Today, present, now, in the moment, but it's reversed. And there's 2 flowers that are lit up, but everything else is black and white. And this is giving me the feeling that the siblings are still alive and Oakley is not. That's what this is immediately saying to me. It's in reverse. Recalling, reminiscing, memories, returning. So we have the siblings being still in color while Oakley is not, due to returning. It's in reverse. Verge, about to reveal or confess, but it was in reverse. So so the siblings still in color, Oakley not in color, due to returning to the home. Verge, there's the it's tea going into a cup, and you know, like people say, like, spill the tea. That to me would be Oakley saying, I want to go back to my foster parents. Reversed divine masculine and reversed divine feminine just came out together. And that's the end of the first row. Wow. So the end of the first row with the tarot was the reverse magician, which was me saying that I believe that they were crap talking the foster parents. And then the end of this, we get both of them in reverse. Legal, court, paperwork, filed, but it was in reverse. And that is right under the card about the siblings' light still being on while Oakley's is out. And the court is who gave Oakley back. So, when they shouldn't have. Love, adore, admire, enchantment. And that is right under this one about returning, but it has the couple on it. So didn't really bother them too much that it just didn't bother them too much what they did. Escape, escapade, vacation, hideaway, adventure, but it was in reverse. And that is under the one about confessing or telling something. So when Oakley spilled the tea, as represented by the card with the tea on it, when she spilled the tea, escapade, vacation, hideaway, or adventure, but it's in reverse, so not a fun one. When she spilled the tea is when she disappeared. Okay, so the next 2 cards are going to be one under the divine feminine, and then the second one will be under the divine masculine. It's in reverse. Poison. Toxic, unhealthy behaviors, people. But it was in reverse. It's an apple. So it was like that. Under the divine feminine. What did I say a couple minutes ago? It was an... what did I say? It was an accident. It went too far. It went too far. Did she give her something? Did she give her something? They were going to sell her, and what went wrong could have been them drugging her to do that and gave her too much. Knight of Swords and Strength in reverse. Fast movement, doubting yourself. Movement, fast movement, strength, taking someone's strength away from them. Yeah, she gave her some. I believe, my opinion, allegedly, that the mom gave her something so that they could hand her over to somebody else, and she gave her too much. And now the card for under Divine Masculine. Synchronicities, signs. And it says infinity on it a bunch of times on the street sign. 111 222 333. Oh, trafficking. It was his idea. It was his idea. She was going to be the one to get it to go happen. And also, all of the other cards are color. Yeah, that's color. Besides this one is black and white, besides the two other siblings. And so these, the Divine Masculine and the traffic sign, the trafficking sign is what it's representing for me. Those are the only two in black and white. So, yeah. I don't know if you can tell this long after. I'm sure you can, right? I think you can. I believe if they do find her that she will have OD'd. There may possibly be strangulation if it, you know, there may be. But I do believe the main culprit behind her death will be an OD. With intent. I believe that she was given it with the intent to make it easier for her to be passed off to someone else. Because, you know, with that need to control, they weren't just going to say, okay, the foster parents can have her back. But with her constantly asking, or at least asking at least twice to go back to the foster parents, they weren't letting that happen either. They didn't want to hear it. If we can't be happy, none of you can be happy. That's what I'm getting. I don't really know if I'm going to get too much else. I think that that's kind of, let's see. Will Oakley's body be found within the next 6 months? Within the next year? Will Oakley's body ever be found? Will Oakley's body be found if someone comes forward with information? I don't think that she is going to be found. Is there a body that could be found still? I'm not going to go further into that. Do I believe she'll be found? No. I don't think she's with us anymore. My opinion, allegedly. I will talk to you guys soon.